Welcome to the Farms.com Risk Management Market School video series. You can find us at marketschool.farms.com. This video series is being brought to you by and sponsored by DeKalb Brand Seeds to educate producers and farmers about grain commodity marketing. Well, in this 24th video, we're going to continue our look at developing a marketing plan. In this video, we'll be comparing Farm A to Farm B. Each farm has their different structure. Each farm has a different financial structure. So today we're going to look at the different financial structures, what objectives to use with examples, what trading strategies to use with examples, who will execute the marketing risk management plan, and how often, and the role of third parties, which includes your bank and the broker. Now, we've touched on this in our last video series, so have a look at that. But we talked about the steps in developing a plan to manage a risk. These are the steps that you're going to need to go through in order to develop that risk management or marketing plan. The first one is to set an objective to manage that risk and volatility. It has increased here in the last 5 years. Determine your trading strategy, the instruments. Are you going to use futures, options? Are you going to forward book? What is that instrument? And the trading rules that will apply. Determine who will execute the strategy. Is it one person? Many more. Determine how frequently that plan will be reviewed, and determine the role of third parties, again the broker and the lender, in implementing that strategy. So each in today's video, we're going to look at comparing Farm A to Farm B. Farm A, in our example, cost of production is $3.50 a bushel with no debt. Maybe it's an older farmer that's been around for a while, has a lot of equity. Farm B is maybe a younger farmer. Cost of production is $3.50. Includes operating costs, fixed and variable, with debt servicing costs above and beyond the operating costs of 50 cents. So this farmer is highly levered. Each Farm A and Farm B will have different objectives. Farm A can accept more risk, can maybe wait a bit longer for higher prices. Farm B, not necessarily, because of that high leverage. So first one, remember, is to determine your objective. Should not be evaluated on gains or losses in futures or on options accounts. Too many times farmers go short futures or go long futures, and they base their profit and loss based on that particular transaction. Should be specific and measurable. So what's your objective? Is it to lock in a particular profit or price to maximize revenue, protect against a disaster, to lock in a minimum price, or protect against a disaster? Everybody has a different objective. We'll go through some of those examples with Farm A and Farm B. Should be affected by the risk position of the farm, especially when prices are too low to cover costs. So in Farm A, and B can lock in a 420. Farm A possible objective includes obtain the highest price of the season, protect against the downside, while retaining the opportunity for upside, or a combination of both. Farm B possible objectives includes locking in a major part of the crop at 420, but provide for the possibility of upside. If they can both lock in around 480 a bushel, then Farm B can protect the downside for the entire expected crop and follow a scale-up approach if prices continue to move higher. Or he could lock in a fixed price for a portion of the crop sufficient to cover cost of production and debt servicing expenses, and attempt to obtain the highest price for the remainder of the crop. Number two, determine your trading strategy. Determine this follows your objective. Determining your trading plan, what instruments to use, what's going to trigger a trade, what are you going to do about emerging risks or opportunities. Remember, your marketing plan should remain flexible. It needs to change with the environment, the volatility, and the information at hand. Farm A, let's use an example. Can obtain the highest price of the season. You may end up using a forward booking price to do that. Protect against downside risk, put options while retaining the opportunity for upside, or a combination of the foregoing, or a scale-up approach. Farm B, you can lock in or a major part of the expected production at a particular price. So let's say it's $5 a bushel. He could lock that in by buying a put option, so you got a minimum price you're guaranteed, and then you're open to the upside if the market continues to move higher. Protected downside for that entire expected crop. Again, that put option will protect you. if the price does fall. Lock in a fixed price for a portion of the crop. So perhaps you lock in the $5 and you leave some of your entire crop open for higher prices. Determine who will execute the strategy. Is it going to be a single individual? Is it yourself? Is it maybe your wife or son and daughter? Is it a committee? If it is a committee, who makes the decision? Sometimes there's disagreement there. So try to stay away from committees. We don't think they work. We think you should pick an individual person who has passion that can execute the plan. Remember, we're trying to use less emotion and be a little bit more disciplined with our marketing. Determine how the plan will be reviewed, needs to be reviewed. Determine if it still captures the needs of the business. Go through your cost of production. Put in a yield, put in the total number of acres, and then put in the price per bushel less basis and determine how much profit is on the table. Is it $100 per acre? Is it 50? Okay. When you see those types of numbers, you can actually understand that maybe you're taking too much risk and maybe we need to take some of that profit off the table. Review your plan at least once a quarter, but when you've got higher volatility markets like we are in today's environment, I think you need to maybe review it at least once a week to see if we're missing out on some opportunities. Determine the role of third parties. The role of the commodity broker should be limited to understanding and perhaps assisting in the development of the plan. So let him understand that you're a hedger and you're trying to hedge the product you're producing, providing information on any technical features used to trigger futures, options, or forward contracts. Maybe it's moving averages, maybe it's a double top on the chart, that sort of thing. Maybe asking him what a limit order is. Remember, a limit order is not a market order, it's a specific price. We'll get into how to speak with brokers in a couple weeks down the road when we're doing one of our last videos. Providing accurate and timely position records and filling orders promptly. The role of the financial partner should include understanding the plan. Remember, it's a hedging plan that you're trying to manage the risk. They'll completely understand that. Providing electronic or the transfer of funds when required by the plan, perhaps to the brokerage account. So, in summary, having a risk management plan or a marketing plan is very important to help you manage that risk and volatility. More important is the execution of that plan. So remember, stay disciplined, stay focused, use less emotion. Marketing is more of an art than a science. There's no exact science to marketing, but we will in our next video series talk about the 13 rules to great marketing. And again, you can still become a very successful marketer. Until next time, thanks for joining us. Hopefully I've provided you with some more insight on how to develop that marketing plan, that risk management plan with all the steps we've talked about here in the last couple of videos. Please take some time to review those steps. Don't forget to put in that risk management plan. Be flexible, review your cost of production, stay on top of the markets because they can move fairly quickly. Your volatility has gone up. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. We look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.